What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Commander Deck Tech. Today we are doing Magda, Brazen, Outlaw. Now this is not CEDH Magda, so if that's what you clicked on this video for, unfortunately that's not what this is. If you're looking for just a fun, wholesome Magda deck to play with your friends and have a fun time playing, well then this is the deck for you. Otherwise, hopefully you guys enjoy the video. We're going to jump right into this. This is Magda Dwarves with Dragons, the good old classic fun. This is just the first build. I do have some ideas for different cards, but I want to keep playing it around as it is for right now. So we're going to jump into this good old Magda. Like always, the deck list will be in the top of the description box down below, so you guys can go check it out. I am not going to go over the lands like always, because the lands would just take too long, but it will be in the deck list down below. So if you guys want to go check it out, feel free to check it out. So the first card we have is actually 6 copies of, is 7 Dwarves. Now, I know somebody somewhere is going to say something. 7 Dwarves says right on it, you can have up to 7 cards named 7 Dwarves in a deck. So we can play more copies. I only had 6 copies. If I had 7 copies, I'd play 7, but I only have 6. So that is what I'm playing. Next, we have Stormkiln Artist, Plundering Barbarian, Twin Scroll Shaman, Torbrand, Thane of Redfell, Ashgard Cavalry, Rimrock Knight, and Philodrop Warden. So, if you guys were counting, that is 13 dwarves in the deck, and that is all the dwarves we are playing. And then next we have a whole bunch of dragons. So we got Gaddock, the Crown Scourge, can attack unless you control 4 or more artifacts, and at the beginning of your end step, create a treasure token for each non-token creature that died this turn. So Magda does make us treasure tokens every time a dwarf taps. We can sack 5 treasures and search for a dragon. So we will have treasures most of the time, so we should have artifacts on board for him to be able to attack. Volcanic Dragon has haste and flying. It is a dragon. Rapacious Dragon, when it enters the battlefield, we get treasures. We love treasures. Dragon Mage, probably one of the most underused dragons out there. I personally enjoy it. I know not everybody does, but I personally enjoy it. Hellkite Punisher, Leyline Tyrant, Beaugarden Hellkite, the Uvara Hellkite, probably the best dragon in the deck. We have tons of dragons, so we'll make tons of 6/6 dragons. Manaform Hellkite. This is like Shark Typhoon on a dragon. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create an XX Dragon Illusion creature token with flying and haste, where X is the amount of mana of the spell cast. Exile that token at the beginning of the end step. Now, yes, Shark Typhoon doesn't exile them at the beginning of the end step, but this does give them haste, and if you cast enough small non-creature spells in a turn, you can get your usage out of them. Backdraft Hellkite, another dragon, lets us reuse our instance of Sorceries in the graveyard, which goes great with the Manaform Hellkite. And then we have one more Hellkite, the Steel Hellkite, another great card. So that's all the dragons we have in the deck. We then have a couple of other creatures. They're not as important, but they're still in the deck. They're just as important. We have the Steel Overseer for our artifact creatures, because we got like Steel Hellkite. We have a couple of other artifact creatures, so Steel Overseer is nice in here. Solemn Simulacrum, Academy Manufacturer. This card is great in this deck because if we make a clue, food, or treasure, instead we create one of each. So we make a lot of treasures with Magda. This will create one of each instead. Mirror Retriever, Burnished Heart, Stone Coil Serpent, Duplicate, and Endless One are the, under the colorless creatures. We also have a Hoarding Ogre, which is great in this deck. Whenever it attacks, roll a d20, and you get to make character tokens in accordance with its dice roll here. So 1 through 9, you get to make 1. 10 through 19, you get to make 2. And if you roll a 20, you get to make 3. And also Merchant of the Veil. So that is the creatures in the deck. Next up, we have the artifacts. We have quite a few artifacts in here. So we have Arcane Signet, Commander Sphere, Soul Ring, Spellbook, Traveler's Amulet, Spiked Pit Trap, Swiftfoot Boots, Mirror of the Forebears. Mirror of the Forebears is great. You choose a creature type until the end of the turn. Mirror of the Forebears becomes the target of copied creature. A copy of target creature you control of the chosen type and is an artifact in addition to its other types. So we can use this with our other dwarves while Magda's on the board to get an additional dwarf in there, which is always great. Lightning Greaves, because we don't Magda dying. Icy Manipulator, another way to tap some of our stuff. Gold Vein Pick, a way to make more treasures. Springleaf Drum, another way to tap some of our dwarfs without attacking with them. Treasure Chest to make more treasures. And then we got Hazardous Monument, because we are in mono red. This makes all of our red creatures cost 1 less. And whenever we cast one, if we like, we can discard a card and draw a card. Now, the last card I'm playing is Salvaging Station. Now, you might be thinking, why play Salvaging Station? Because I figured we're running a lot of 1-drop spells here in this deck that we can use to get our usage out of Salvaging Station. And whenever a creature's put in our graveyard, we can untap Salvaging Station. So we get to reuse these cards as many times as we like if they get destroyed, which is great for us. So next up, we got the enchantments. We have 2 of my favorites, Furnace of Wrath and Dictate of Twin Gods. Both of these double damage. So late game, these are great for us. We get tons of double damage out, and we can pound our opponents into the ground. We have Tectonic Reformation as the last enchantment in the deck. Now, this gives all of our land cards in our hand cycling, which is great because late game, I believe we're running 30, I want to say it's like 36 lands in this deck. You can check the deck list down below to be sure. It's in the top of the description box. But it gives all of them cycling for 1 red, so we get more draw power, getting to the cards we really want a lot sooner. So, next up, we have the instants. We have quite a few instants. We got a Braid, Flame Spill, Thrill of Possibility for some more draw, Explosive Welcome, Shock, and Lightning Bolt. They're cheap with the Backdraft, Hellkite. They're reusable. It's always great. For sorceries, we have Claim the Firstborn. Brass's Bounty, probably the best card, best sorcery in the deck. We get a treasure for each land we control, so late game, this card is amazing. Early game, if we get in a jam, assuming we have at least 7 lands, this card gets us out of a jam with Magda. Blasphemous Act for some removal. Pigment Storm, and Tormenting Voice. So that is the sorceries for this deck, guys. Now, like I said, this is not CEDH Magda. This is not turn 4 we win Magda. This is not Voltron Magda. This is good old Dwarves and Dragon Magda, just for fun, to play against your friends. This deck has gone and played some pretty interesting games. It's got lots of different plays in here, lots of different things you can go for. So if it's something that interests you, check out the deck list down below. I believe this deck was fairly cheap too. This deck wasn't crazy expensive from what I can remember. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was fairly cheap. You can, like I said, check the deck list down below. It'll have the price for all the cards as well. And if you guys want to see any other Commander decks that I didn't already cover, leave a comment down below. Maybe I'll get to them. Maybe it's a deck that I already covered. I have an entire deck list of Commander decks that I already covered that you guys can go check out. And I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. We're growing with subscribers every day, which is amazing. Hopefully you guys keep watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.